this is Henny from Pink Elephant Media, and in this section we are going to talk about the business idea, because growth hacking all starts with the idea in mind, and it is so important that we get this right. And although you may think that this is really obvious, just think of some of the big companies that you know who have got their idea wrong. Think of Google Glasses. They never launched because people thought they looked ridiculous on their heads. There was very limited things that they could do for you. So the idea got completely trashed before it even got out the starting blocks. Think about when Coca-Cola tried to take on Pepsi when they launched the Pepsi Challenge, and they started losing some of their market share. So they produced a Coke that tasted like a Pepsi. It never ever got off the ground because Pepsi already existed and it wasn't synonymous with Coca-Cola. And had they done their market research and gone out there and found out what their clients really wanted from them, they would have never got these products to market, which would have saved them a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of investment. And one of the top reasons why businesses fail is because there isn't a market need for what they do. There are no new products or services out there on the whole. There are a few that come around every year, but they're generally based upon an already existing idea or an existing marketplace. And the reason why some of these businesses explode and have massive growth is because they've done their market search. They've found that there is a need for their product and they're talking to their client in the right way, allowing them to deliver what that client actually wants. The second top reason why businesses fail is because they run out of cash. So we're going to talk about in this section about how you do your market research so that you are understanding how to deliver to your client so that you aren't running out of cash. We want to take the guess mark out of marketing. So you will see in the downloads below, we have got a SWOT analysis template for you. Please click through there. Your perfect client is sitting at your competitor's website right now and they are spending money with them. So we want to bring that perfect client to your door. But the first thing we need to do is make sure that your idea is right before we spend that time and effort in doing so. And research is the difference as to whether your product or service might be successful. So how do you start? Well, the first thing you want to do is you want to identify the problem. What is the typical problem that your clients deal with? In our case, when we have a client that comes to us, one of the biggest problems they have is not knowing how to grow their business. They might have a really powerful website that we have built for them with all the capabilities and all the technology, but after that, what do they do with it? So the solution that we have come up with is to deliver training modules to help those businesses grow, and we direct them on the journey that they need to take so that they can use these modules to grow their business with. And we did that by really identifying the problem that often is that there is a massive digital skills gap within businesses, which is preventing their growth. So by knowing that about our clients and speaking to them, that allowed us to deliver a solution to them. It also allowed us to understand the way in which we talk to our clients. So whether you have an existing database, whether you are a brand new business, it is all about identifying the issue. Where are their pain points? Because if we say to them, hey, we know that you're struggling in these areas, here's how we've helped other people get over them, or here's the solution to doing that. These people want to get over that hump in their business. They want to understand how you can help them, and we need to back that up. So by saying that we know that this is their problem, you help them identify with you as a business. And you can find the problem or write down 5 or 6 different problems that businesses that you deal with will have. And then you need to research that. You need to research, is there a problem? Go to forums, look at what people are saying, go to industry forums, especially if there are ones for your business. Look at what the sort of people are saying within them. If you're selling a product or a service, look in the sort of places where that might be found. So if you are selling weight loss pills, for example, you might want to go to women's sites. You won't want to go to diet websites. Look at what they're writing. What are the things that they're saying in that? That will help you identify where those problems are. You also want to look at your competitors. Who is out there? Who's got a similar client base to you? What are they saying? How are they demonstrating what it is that they are doing? And who is reacting to that? So sign up to their social media accounts. Sign up to their email lists. Follow them on every platform in which they are on. Download some of their items if they've got them on their site. Look at what their sales funnels are. Ultimately buy and see what their after sales process is. Within that, you're going to understand a huge amount that your competitors are already doing online. And then when you've got that information, we need to brainstorm that. We need to look at the ways that we can help deliver solutions to those issues that we have identified, the opportunities that we have seen. And also we need to look better, because let's face it, your competitors are going to stack you up side by side. So you need to ensure that you look better than your competitors. So by doing a full SWOT analysis on your competitors, understanding what they're posting, what they're saying, what they're doing, it will uncover opportunities for you to stand head and shoulders above that. And then we need to look at routes to market. Routes to market is absolutely key. How are we going to get that message out there? And by growth hacking your competitors, that will actually give us that information that we need to understand what routes to market we should be taking. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. And then ultimately, you need a website to support you. Your website needs to be able to identify what marketing is working and what isn't. It needs to identify who is coming onto your site, what they're doing when they're on there, and ultimately if they are taking the action that we want them to take. And all of those things are key to putting data against whether something is working or not working, so that we can repeat what's working and bin off what isn't working. So there are a number of tools that you can use. The first tool I'm going to talk to you about is a tool called SimilarWeb. SimilarWeb is a Chrome extension that you can find, which I will put the link in the box below. But essentially, SimilarWeb allows you to go to a competitor's website, click a button up in the top right-hand corner, and I'm going to pull the screen over for you. So if I type nextinnow.co.uk, you'll see there's a little Chrome extension that is SimilarWeb. And what that tool will tell you is where their traffic is coming from, what it is doing, and how they are doing it. So you can see how traffic has fared over time. So you can see in the pandemic, it's probably quite high. And as we're coming out of lockdown, it is beginning to decrease. Bounce rate. Now, bounce rate indicates how popular a website is. We don't want to copy people who aren't popular. Everyone talks about, I'm doing really well, or they look like they're doing really well. And you're basing that on assumption. We want some facts. Are they doing well or not? If they have a low bounce rate, it means that people are engaged with their content. Look at what they're writing, how they're talking to their audience. What are they saying? Because it is resonating with them. If they are got a high monthly visits, so you can hear that Next has 37.1 million visits a month. Again, that shows that it is a popular website. And how long people typically stay on site is over 5 minutes. That means that they are engaged with what they are seeing. And this allows us to say, right, what are they saying? What are they doing? How are they talking to their audience? We can also see where their traffic is coming from. So you can see that 93% comes from the UK, and what their marketing mix is. So a lot of times people don't know where to spend their time within their business. So here you can see that search delivers 59% of their traffic. So this is people going onto the internet and looking for maybe women's holiday clothes or girls' shorts and skirts, and then them appearing at the top of the search lists. You've got direct traffic. So those are people who are either returning visitors or things that they are doing offline, maybe from the catalogue that they send out. So looking at what they're doing offline also counts. Email marketing delivers them 2.15%. So again, look at what emails they're sending out. How is that working for them? Social media marketing, 1.91%. Referrals, 1.72%. And display ads, only tiny, at 0.52%. So that gives us a split down of where they are, and then we can go into that in even a bit more detail. So again, it will break this down into traffic sources. But if we wanted to look at social media, we can see straight away what social media is working for them. So you can see that YouTube delivers 35%. So go to their YouTube channel, see which videos have the most amount of content, visitors, the most amount of comments on the bottom of them. On Facebook, what are they doing? On Pinterest, what are they doing? We need to make sure that we are equating our time to a pattern that we see, and we don't just do this for one or two competitors. We do this for up to about 10 real competitors. We need to know how to put ourselves head and shoulders above the competition, because even as a small company, that is what helps you grow. You think of Airbnb, and we think about the guys there. They were just renting a room. That has been done 100 times before, but where their difference is that they came about that in a different way. They delivered it in a different way. It's not a new idea. It's just rethought, and it's really getting our heads around for where these opportunities lie. The next tool I'm going to talk to you about is a tool called SEMrush, and again I'm going to put that in the links below. But SEMrush is a tool that allows us to see where people's traffic is coming from. It is a paid for tool, but you do get a free monthly search use of it to trial it out. But what this allows us to do is put in all our competitors' accounts for social media, and it will tell us what their top posts were by engagement, by comments, by how often they were shared. And again, we can look at this information to see what is resonating with their target audience, what platforms they need to be on, and what exactly was posted across those platforms. It is a much more in-depth tool and more accurate than SimilarWeb, but it is because it is paid for. And again, it will also show you what keywords that they are using on their website. It is an incredibly powerful tool to get a really good overview of where your competitors sit within your market and how you can start to compete with them. And it is the tool that we use in-house for our clients to really understand what their competitors are doing and look for opportunity there. Another tool is called BuzzSumo. Now, BuzzSumo allows you to type in a keyword or a competitor's website, and then it will bring up a whole load of posts related to that. And it will tell you how many Facebook engagements it got, how many Twitter shares, how many Pinterest shares, how many Reddit engagements, and so on. And this will allow us to see how popular, what people are talking about across the web. If you pay for a tool like this, again, you can get access to these people. So you can say, hey, I wrote an article on a cake that I thought that you'd be interested in, but it's a new twist, and I saw that you were interested in the Southern Strawberry Pineapple Punch Bowl cake, but thought you might like this version of it. Feel free to share, would love your comments. Again, that means that you're writing articles that are getting out there, and that is absolutely key, is making sure that you aren't just posting or writing stuff on your site that no one is actually looking at. We want content to be shared, because the more content that gets shared, the more links are built to your site, the more popular the search engines see you as, and the more likely you are to gain visibility and therefore growth. Again, you've got ads libraries that you can go to. SEMrush will show you ads across Google, but what it won't show you is ads across Facebook. So go to Facebook Library. It is a free tool. See what people are advertising against certain keywords. It might be that you want to put growth hacking in there, maybe that you want to put your product or service or your competitor's name in there, and see what ads they were running and the settings that they had against those ads. There is a whole way to gather information from loads and loads of different avenues to see how you might reach those markets. And by setting those out and understanding what it is that your clients want to know about, it allows us to test the ideas that you have around your business. So what I want you to do is start by asking yourself questions and not by thinking about the product or the service first. Have an idea, and as soon as you get that idea, start to get feedback. Validate your idea, so make sure it doesn't fall completely flat. You want a surefire way to know that people want what you're about to create. And if you think that your idea is really good and the feedback's really good, get people to start paying for it. So, for example, if you know that you want to create an app that shows people the best spots in towns to have tea, for example, and you know it's going to cost £1,000, and you've got feedback from 50 people saying, right, we're going to go into the beta version of this. We're going to offer it to you guys for $50 to 20 friends. You've actually covered your costs straight away. And that way you can offer them something that they want for a small price, but you know that they are putting where their mouth is. So it doesn't mean that you always need to be the person to invest in these ideas up front. And in fact, there are loads of funding routes out there, and most companies that are on a massive growth trajectory, they do need to look for funding often. The more research they do, the more of a buzz you can create, and we are often too close to our own businesses to see it. So what I would do is get people in from the outside. If you have networking groups or run a question and answers with your actual ideal audience, just test the idea to its fullest that you can. Get people to ask you questions as well. Ask questions from your existing audience base and really listen to the feedback. Everyone has seen the Dragon's Den, and they do these surveys with their ideal target audience, and they have an idea in their head and they don't listen to it. You really need to make sure that you listen to that feedback and implement that feedback across your business, because your target audience are telling you what they want. So you then need to make sure that you can deliver that.